What a beautiful day to be filming live in Ketchikan right here at Tatoosh Island, just off the shore from Clover Pass. We're going to be visiting with the 8th grade survival students. The girls are out here at Tatoosh. The boys are over on Back Island. Now, here's the deal. This is day 2 of 3 days where the only thing that these kids could bring out was a coffee can full of the very basics. Now, they've lucked out this year because it's not raining sideways, and we're going to pull the boat in. However, the adults have a slight problem because we're not survivalists. We have yet to figure out how we're going to pull this. What I'm really curious to know, this program has a really long history, and Bob Hewitt, the principal of Schoenbar, told me that you know exactly what that's all about. So share with some of the folks, how long has this been going on?
This program's been going on for about 40 years as far as we can tell, and Bob's been around. He's one of the people that have been around the longest, and it's been going on since he and Doug Nawson and Sue Carson have been at Schoenbar, and so we figure it's been about 40 years. And it was started by George Tonino and Don Knapp and Stephen Keeney, and there's probably a couple other people in there too, but do you know the history of how it started? Or
No, tell me, and I bet you there's a number of folks out there that still don't know.
Okay, well there's a story that there was a family who was traveling from Prince Rupert towards Ketchikan by boat, and along the way they ran into some bad weather. And so they were shipwrecked on one of the islands in between here and there, and they had to survive on the island for, I think it was like 20 days or 21 days, some really insane amount of time. Yeah, and they all made it. They all made it out okay. And when the teachers were, they heard about this story and they thought it could be any of these kids because we're a coastal community and kids go out with their parents on boats. So they thought, we need to prepare our kids for something like that in case it should happen being out here. I mean, the possibility of it happening is much greater than if they lived somewhere else.
Well, and seriously, think about it. Think about the young lady on Prince of Wales Island. Clearly not from the community, hadn't been in the community for very long, took a very simple hike, and bam, she was gone for, 2 or 3 days. Yeah. Search and rescue called out, and she was fine, but she hadn't gone through a course like this, so I'm thinking that these kids would be just fine if they were in a similar situation.
And that's the hope, that when we go into a situation like this, it's a safe situation, and, we know we're going to be rescued on tomorrow, that hopefully when they're going through these skills that they'll remember that, and they've got one step ahead of somebody else because they know the food and what to do, and so that's the goal. So, and I actually have had people who found out I teach at Schoenbar, and they'll come up to me. There's not been very many, but they still have their survival can they had from 8th grade on their boat, or one similar to it, and they've said, it saved me. I was trapped out for a day or two, and because of weather, and I grabbed my can, and so people do still carry the cans, and they have the knowledge, and that's my hope for these ladies, and that they carry that around. And
all right, ladies, day 2. What do you think so far?
I'm really happy that it was sunny this morning. I woke up feeling kind of tired and not wanting to do anything, but when the sun came out, it really brought up all our morale.
You're getting some sunburn there too. What's been the hardest part for you so far?
Well, it's been pretty easy, but getting back and forth, finding our area because we're kind of away from everyone. It's hard for me to find it.
Now, did you get to choose your own area? How did that work out?
Yeah, but Mr. Cart helped us a little find ours because we didn't get there as soon as everybody else did.
That's 50 cases. And the last one is 50. Last one? Yeah. West, 17.
18 kids on this, and there's 2 groups for the survival trip and for the boys, and then 2 groups for the girls, and 50 kids didn't want to go.
So what's been your best memory of this trip?
Probably just hanging out and having fun.
And sporting your Justin Bieber look in the survival. No, man, I'm just kidding you. So you've got the lawn chair going on. It looks like you guys have had plenty to eat. You certainly have a different atmosphere than the girls because they're beaching it over there. And when we pulled up, they were all laying out sunbathing, but I think that was because they were waiting for us, and we were running a little bit behind schedule. Let's turn it over to these guys now. How come you guys get the boat? You're not supposed to have the boat over here. The girls don't have any of that. What have you been doing out there?
We've been looking or laying our halibut hooks out, and sadly we weren't able to get anything. The bait's gone though, so
Oh,
that
I
didn't
see.
turn out too good.
So what is that? A rock on the bot? What is that?
It's our anchor, so the buoy doesn't go away. Yeah, it's a rock.
I know. They're doing some worksheets or something.
Yeah, well, we're out here having fun.
Yeah. I mean, you talk to anybody from Ketchikan, and they say, "What do you remember from middle school?" What do they talk about? The 8th grade survival trip. You know, talk about some worksheet, math class or something.
And that would be why Chad Fry is an award-winning teacher. Well, thanks, guys.